Well, hello, guys, and welcome to Side Jag, the show where, well, hey, staying on topic doesn't happen. There's no such thing. So we just called it what it is.
Right.
But tonight, we're going to try to talk to you about The Last Samurai. The primary focus of the show, of course, is to talk about movies. This one is going to be The Last Samurai, one of Tom Cruise's. I'd say he did a pretty good job on this one, but we'll get deeper into that as time goes on. How are you doing today?
Doing good, man. Let me just start off with this.
Yes.
Walmart. Everyone
What
hates
about
going to Walmart, right? Everyone. I think that's pretty.
I haven't been in years.
Okay, so I signed up for Walmart Plus because
What
they'll
is
deliver your groceries to you for $99 a year for free.
Okay.
So this is all.
Okay, so wait a minute. Time out. You have 3 people in your household that are at a Walmart every day of the week.
Right.
They can't just bring your stuff home?
They could, but it would be a big thing. We'd have to do a list and all that. Hey, but also you get a discount on gas. So
Jesus. Yeah.
we just
I don't think we have a Walmart gas station.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah, no.
No, we're in Arkansas world, or Arkansas is Walmart world. You've seen that.
I saw that.
But they done so. We got our first delivery today. I wanted to try it. We've been doing the pickup where they just bring it out to your car, which is what all 3 of the kids do as their job. But
nice.
So sometimes you get substitutions, and here's where we're going. This paper straw thing. So I ordered regular straws. They substituted paper straws. Paper straws are okay for 5 minutes. For 5 minutes. And those dudes start to get soggy. And it's like, why are we doing this?
Did you ever see the whole 9 yards with Bruce Willis?
Yes, but it's been a long time.
So there's a scene in the movie where he asks for no mayo on his hamburger. Okay? And he goes, if you put mayo on this hamburger, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill your family. I'm going to kill everybody you loved. I'm going to kill.
I remember that.
Okay. That scene in that movie, I wish I could. There's certain scenes in movies I wish I could just have play buttons for, just like randomly, like. Because this is what I'm thinking when you're telling me this. My thought on paper straws are exactly what your thought is. It's like there's paper is for wiping your ass, not for sucking drinks out of. Okay, That's it. And don't get me wrong, I'm totally empathetic to why we have to have straws that are biodegradable. Therefore, I don't use straws ever.
Yeah.
At all. Period. Even when I don't need this. Thank you. Yes, I can't stand paper straws.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. So, was it 2019 when COVID was just like, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
We were on the other coast and we stopped at this. Everyone in like not Daytona, but wherever NASA is, that stretch of the earth there where everyone was at. They were using noodles.
Huh?
Like noodles. Like pasta noodles. Somebody was making a noodle straw. Okay.
Oh, no.
Which was even weirder because then, like, if you've ever
it's gonna taste.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's gross. And Haley was like, "Oh, this is cool." I'm like, "No, it's not." And she's like, I'm like, "Oh, now you're gonna eat them?" Like, "Oh, disgusting! You've been sucking Coke through this thing for and like water just tasted like."
I don't even like metal straws for that same reason.
They have all these rubber straws here. Like they bought.
I don't like rubber straws either. Yeah.
Well, there's like
rubber
straw. You know, I mean, hard plastic straws like Disney would have the straw you could get with the Mickey and be folded into Mickey Mouse ears, and there'd usually be like somebody hanging on it. It's like, oh, cool. You know, we got a drawer full of those because when she was a kid, you paid $20 for a straw, you got to keep it for at least 5 years before you can throw it away. If ever.
And the cup collection. It's part of the cup.
Oh yeah.
What do you want to call it? It's a collection.
Useless shit that you put in the garage. Yeah.
No. It's like a museum. It's a
moment in times. Yeah. I've switched up the refrigerator magnets. We buy magnets now wherever we go.
Yeah.
So and anytime we go on vacation, we just buy a refrigerator magnet because the cup thing, I don't have any room for cups, man.
But see, Rock Auto sends you a magnet of a restored car using Rock Auto parts every time you get an order.
Nice.
And I drive an old piece of shit, so we have a whole refrigerator full of them.
No, they're all unique. That's the one thing is I try to buy the we will Haley and I will literally stand in front of the magnet rack for a good 10 minutes just looking at every magnet going, all right, well, that one kind of looks like this one, but I like I like the 3D look. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, but this one over here has little shit that like, oh, that's cool. I don't know. This one's hand painted. Oh, this one's got this. So we'll go through and we'll find the perfect magnet. And it was funny because there was a magnet. Sue takes care of a little kid, and he likes to pull the magnets off the refrigerator, and which irritates the shit out of me. But he's cute, so I'll deal with it. But the one we got from Hollywood, which was the Hollywood Walk of Fame star, there was a border around it. It broke off, and I was like,
"Gotta put it up high."
I was pissed, but immediately I was like, well, I could fix it with my laser. Then I was like, how
got a freaking laser. It's got a freaking laser.
$299 magnet, and I gotta put $10 worth of laser into it.
Well, I did like the nice laser diffuse holder that you just completely covered up. Super dope.
Welcome to my world, man. Welcome to my world.
I was like, oh, this looks really nice. And you're like, oh yeah, we got to put this cover on it.
Yep. Welcome to my world. That's every day, man. Ooh, look at these. These are never gonna seen. All right, moving on. Frick, yeah, it's so funny. All right, so Samurai. This is two fighting movies back to back. You could definitely see a Tom Cruise movie. Like I don't think we've had this type of movie that we've had to watch. Like, there's A, B, C, D type movies, and this is definitely like top tier entertainment that we had to sit and watch. It really puts things in perspective. But did you partake in any other movies this past week or TV shows, or what you got going on in the video world?
Dude, we haven't started. So you know how it is when you end do you watch shows with Sue or Haley?
No. Haley sometimes, but then she kind of gets bored and I don't ever get to see the end
we watch the show and then we have this period in between when you're watching a show, like we got to find another show that we both like.
Yes, it sucks.
And it's like you can't, we'll start something that's like, yeah, I don't like this, or she don't like it. And you could tell because as soon as that, you're just like, oh, well, they're doing this. Like, okay, obviously she doesn't like this show. But in the meantime, since I'm between shows, I have exposed my workmates, my buddies at work to Warrior, and they're hooked. They're hooked, man. And
you're done with Warrior, right?
I'm done, yeah.
Okay.
And my buddy comes in, he's like, I got to the Bruce Lee scene. He's like, he was kicking ass with those nunchucks. And I was like, yes, dude. I was like, that. I thought that was season 1 for some reason in my head.
No, that was season 3.
Yeah.
That was episode 9, season 3. Enter the Dragon.
I
still need to go back and rewatch that.
He's like, when's the next one coming out? I was like, dude, who knows? It's like that just come out.
Well, not only that, but COVID has just kind of like killed everything. So it's like it's like, what was the HBO movie I was watching? The Irregulars or whatever it was, with the girls, the people that all got these strange gifts from this.
Oh, yeah, the one you were telling me about.
Yeah, it's a fabulous show. Absolutely loved it. I'm probably just going to wait and watch it again. But it's like Josh Whedon, COVID.
Yeah.
We're not going to get a part 2 until 2025.
Right.
Yeah, because he fell out of grace. No one will touch Josh Whedon with a 10-foot pole right now.
He get canceled too?
Oh, well, yeah, because he's a prick and did hateful things to women. So.
Oh, I didn't even know about this.
Oh, yeah. Just Google Josh Whedon and why he's been blackballed from Hollywood. So, I mean, I'm sure he could just say sorry and everyone will come back and whatever. But, he's kind of not anyone's. Yeah. So
he's like whatever the comedian.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name.
All of them. Basically
all
every
of them
comedian right now.
They've all been douchebags.
Yeah. You can't talk to him anymore. So it's like, oh man, that sucks. But I will say this: I'm okay. You watch Gunpowder Milkshake, right?
No, still haven't watched.
Fuck me,
Actually,
dude.
I'm writing it down because here, just give me a
You
second to
can't
write
miss
this
it. It's such a stupid name.
because Cassie was like, Dean was talking about a show whenever he was here, and I was like, it's not a show, it's a movie. It's a movie,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That's the great part. It's a
Robert
movie, so it's
and
over.
Milkshake. All right, I'm writing it down. It's on the
All right.
list.
So here's the
Cassie's
thing.
watching, so she'll hold me to it.
That apparently is a that is a genre now. Women action stars. So on Amazon Plus, we have Kate Beckinsale's new movie called Jolt. Okay,
I
which is
haven't even heard
basically
of
the
it.
same thing. It's another badass woman movie. And then Netflix just came out with another movie. So that's 2 on Netflix, 1 on Prime, called Kate. And
I haven't
Kate,
heard of that either.
if you took it just came out, like launched last week. If you took Die Hard 1 and Crank with
Oh,
Jason Statham and did that and put a woman in there with a little bit of Japanese in Japan. It's in Japan, so that's where this is happening. Put all, it's either Japan or China. I think it's Japan. I can never. It wasn't a point where I really cared. I was like Asian. Wasn't as important as it needed to be. I just figured, yeah, who cares? The girl is the girl that played Holly Gennaro in Live Free or Die Hard. So she was actually Bruce Willis's daughter.
yeah.
Back when I'm a Mac did the whole thing. That guy. It's her, just older now, obviously, like 7 years older.
It's her in the movie universe as well, or
What's
just
that?
her like
No,
in the.
she's the
universe?
star.
Okay,
But it's not a Die Hard, like it's not Holly Gennaro or whoever her name was. It's
right.
this new person, Kate. Oh my gosh, it's so awesome.
It's good. Have you seen Lolita Battle Angel?
Yes, of course.
Okay, all right, because this is like one of the first movies I've seen. It was kind of like that, and it was actually really good.
Well, that was a robot too. And that was funny too because she is also in Scorched Earth. It was the Three Things where the first movie they had to try to get out of Maze Runner. She was in the Maze Runner series.
Oh yeah.
So she was in part 2 and part 3 of Maze Runner. And
I've watched it, but I just don't remember.
She is so CG'd up in that movie, not Maze Runner, in that Lolita.
Yeah.
Like
doesn't even look the same.
I mean, you're just looking at her going, why did they even need a person other than the voice? I mean, they kind of made it look like her in some weird anime big eyeball way, but it was just so strange. So, but anyways, I watched Kate, and that's another one of these like badass female movies. It's like, so I'm gonna look at it like we're finally getting these, like female action stars finally becoming a marketable thing.
Right.
Yeah, and because I mean that's 3.
Took so long. We've only had what was the
some GI
about the
Jane.
vampires? No, the vampires.
Oh, Kate Beckinsale there again.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
that was all we had for the longest.
Well, but they've tried. They've tried over the years. I don't think they've ever put the amount of effort into it. I mean, Salt was good, but that was that was after Kate Beckinsale did it. Really?
Yeah, I never watched Salt.
Oh, that's a good flick. That was, Angelina Jolie. I mean, did you ever watch Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Yeah, I watched that one.
Okay, well, I mean, it's just half of that with some governmental intrigue. And it's not a comedy. So Mr. and Mrs. Smith is a great comedy, even though I'm sure it is. I mean, there's no getting around that. Yeah, I mean, there again, these aren't great movies. They're just nice. Yeah. Here's the deal. All right. We're not going to get a lot
of great movies coming out.
We're not going to get any more great movies. Okay. We're not going to get The Last Samurai movie for a long time. All right.
Yeah.
We're not going to get that type of fun and excitement, if ever again. I think the golden days of big ass blockbuster movies are gone, man.
We're
I
getting
don't
it on
think
TV now, I would say, versus what we're getting
we're.
on
I
movies
think
before.
yeah, I think we're gonna get these, like, they don't cost a ton of money to make. They're overly CG'd because they just don't have the budget to break a million cars.
Right.
I mean, I guess the real wait to see is like what Matrix is going to look like when that comes out. But there again, we know most of that shit can be made on a laptop. Have you seen the preview for Matrix 4 yet?
I still haven't watched it.
Jesus, man, where have you been?
Man, I'm so disappointed from 2, or not even 2. 2 was okay, but 3, like, I don't want to be let down again, man. I can't be hurt again like that.
I don't think you're going to watching the preview for 4.
Yeah. Well, I know that they're gonna. Here, I already know what happens in the preview or the thing. They're gonna try to play it off like it was all in his head, and they're gonna play it straight for a little while, and then towards the end, it's like, oh no, it was all real.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean in his head, but I mean, I and there again, who knows? My point is, I don't think we're gonna see these big blockbuster movies like we saw like in The Last Samurai for a long time, because I think Hollywood right now is just trying to figure out how they're going to move forward. How are we going to have theaters? Are theaters even going to be a thing, or is everything just going to be pay-per-view or service orientated? Or, what I was kind of disappointed about was Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings wasn't on Disney Plus. I was like, what the frick? I'm not going to the theaters.
Is going to quit doing new releases. This is all dials back to the Black Widow lawsuit, right?
Yeah.
And after they announced the date, but they will no longer do that. They'll do a theater only release schedule.
Wonderful.
And HBO's losing them using Universal or Warner, whoever they got to deal with that they're getting movies now.
Well, no, they own the company.
Well, I guess they're still two separate entities, because after this year, we're not going to get the same HBO Max premieres like we've been getting.
Well, so when AT&T decided to do that, I think they just did it to clear house.
Yeah,
I think
they had to get the movies out.
They had to just release them. I didn't really see this as a permanent thing, but they have to come up with something that's definitely a hybrid model for this, because. Yeah. We're not going. I mean, you guys
can't
might
put
be
the
going
toothpaste back in the tube.
No, and that's the thing. Yeah. When I was like, I can't get Shang-Chi. I mean, I'll pay the $24.
Right.
I'm not going to the theater to watch it at all.
Right.
And the problem is, here's what happens. This is what has happened forever. Yeah. You'll promote the shit out of a movie. Okay, you'll go to the theater and watch it. Well, I'm not going to the theater to watch it. I have no time or desire to go hang out in the theater and watch the movie at their preset time. Yeah. Because like if it's 10:30 at night and I got 2 hours before that I can do something, I'm going to watch a movie. If it's your movie, I'll pay you for it. If it's not your movie, I'll just watch whatever's on one of the 10,000 streaming services I have.
Yeah.
But you'll promote the shit out of this movie, and then there's that gray period of where it's like just in the block, it's doing its thing, and we're not going to promote it as much, and then slowly they don't promote it anymore. And then the movie's gone. Now, if the movie doesn't do really well in the theaters, they don't ever promote it past that. So, like, I saw the other day, like, you can now own Black Widow on Blu-ray. And I'm like,
no thanks.
Who hasn't seen this movie already? I mean,
right.
Why? It's like, dude, what? Doesn't, like, give me a break, okay? Like, is there somebody that hasn't seen this movie yet? I mean, I'm sure there is, but I'm just saying. But the movie doesn't do well, you never hear from that movie again, unless you're constantly going on to, like, Amazon or Apple TV. It's like, what's new? Oh, do I remember that? Was this? So it's like the movies just all kind of fall through the cracks, and you don't ever see them. Which, hey, oh well, that's their loss, not mine. I didn't see it. My life goes on, no harm, no foul. But there's a part of me that's like, I really wanted to see that. What do I need to write it down? Movies I want to see. Ooh, this looks good. You know what I mean? It's like
I got them in here, but I'm the same way as you. If there's no way for me to pay for it to watch it the way I want to watch it, I'm not going to do it. Oh, sign up for this subscription. We're doing this. No, I'm not doing any of that. I just won't watch it. There's plenty of stuff to watch somewhere else. I'll watch a worse movie just because it's available to me easily.
What they should do is wait 2 weeks or a month and put it on streaming service. I mean, and that's the thing. Okay, so one of the things that got worked out with the whole HBO Max, AT&T doing what they did was the lawsuit that happened. That there was going to be, because it used to be there's a certain amount of days from release in theater to release to on demand. It shortened down. So, and how they did that was with profit sharing from the on-demand money would go back to AMC.
And they even had it for DVD. There was like a separation between even DVD and on-demand. So I think it was like a 90-day window to on-demand, 45 days to Blu-ray, DVD. So
yeah. So, and now it's like it shortened it down to like 14 days. Depending on the gross amount of money that the movie made. So if the movie did poorly, it would go to on demand faster than if it did well.
Right.
It's like, what the? I mean, come on, guys. I get it. I mean, I'm all for movie theaters.
Yeah.
I like going to the movies. I always have. I enjoy it a lot. I love movie theater experience. I love sitting in the chairs. I just can't enjoy it right now. You know, and I'm going to be sad if they go away, but it's also like,
you had it coming. You guys had it coming.
Like I mean, there's so many things that are changing right now. It sucks, but
what I always hate when they're protecting a business model is what's happening.
Yes.
So this is their business model. They don't want to change anything. They don't want to innovate. This is the business model. We're going to use all our power monopoly that we have in the market, and we're going to try to force you to do our business model. And I hate that. It happens in every facet of our lives. But I really hate that. Like, if you want to stay around, innovate. I mean, this is a capitalist society, whether people like that or not. Innovate or die. That's how it goes.
And there again, you know, I don't think Disney Pluses did it right, because it shouldn't have been $25 you pay for the movie, and then, you know, 3 or 4 months later you can just watch it for free with your Disney Plus subscription. I'm like,
and you had to have a subscription to even pay for it, which was crazy.
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of stupid. So I didn't like their way of doing it. I mean, to me, it sounded dumb. Movies go away, and I'll have to build a movie.
That's basically what'll happen. People just make their houses nicer, nice to watch movies.
But the thing, but there again, then that takes away movies like The Last Samurai ever happening, because there's no way that movie happens in a world where we can't make a ton of money in the box office. There was way too much cinematography in that movie, and there's just too much. It was the scope of that movie was way too big to make in anything but a theater, you know?
Right.
That movie is not going to be home release, because, you know, so let's look at like, what is that Harvey's The Witcher. Okay. Like The Witcher movies. Okay. The Witcher movies the TV show tries very hard to be really big. Meaning like, and even like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones tried to be really big, like showing these big, like a big scene. But the reality is spray these things in, because that's expensive, or it has to be so fake and whatnot. Whereas like when you watch The Last Samurai, it was like, dude, the battle scene at the end, it's like the scope of land. Now we know that they can do amazing things with, you know, it's like we only need like 10 guys. We can make 10 guys look like 10,000 guys. It's not a big deal. But to do that, you need to be on set, meaning you need to have the scene, and then you have the 10 guys, and then you just can multiply through the scene. Whereas like those movies, it's like, we're going to shoot in the forest off the coast of this weird place over here and somewhere in the other, you know. Does anybody know where we can find this really cool shot we can just take with a helicopter? Because no one's going to go there. We just need to know where we can fly somebody, take a panning shot of something cool, and we'll just insert it in and put some special effects on the ground like shit's on fire. You know, it's like, okay. I mean, even like the show I was just talking about, Kate, there's a whole car scene in that movie, which is like Gran Turismo. It's a video game.
Yeah.
It is not real in any, like, you're not watching it going, huh, good job, Jason, you made it home.
It's like Tyrese in space on Fast and Furious.
Yeah, but even, well, I mean, yeah, they had a budget.
Yeah.
I mean, this literally looks like Gran Turismo, man. I mean, it is just like faker than fake, and just like the car. It's like, did they just pay somebody to play a video game? And I mean, what? And dude, when the car flips, it's like they just kind of like zoom into this person, you know, and it's like, this is so bad,
Dude.
so bad.
We're 25 minutes in. I want you to break down Last Samurai, but before I do, let me tell you this. This is the best movie we've watched today.
Oh, for sure.
And it holds up. Came out in 2003. It holds up. Fantastic movie. And it's like 2 hours and 40 minutes long. I watched it today before the show because I like to be fresh. So as long as I don't got to work over, I try to watch it the day of. And it's a fantastic movie.
Yes.
The best one we've watched so far.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, I honestly didn't even think we need to talk about it because if you haven't seen it, then what's...
Well, I hadn't seen it. I know. It's just one of those that just like, you know, sometimes like you mean to see something. It's like you don't want to see it, but then it doesn't happen.
So for those of you that have never seen The Last Samurai, a quick overview of it. Tom Cruise plays the main character in this movie. He is a war veteran of the Indian American War. He's always been a soldier. He's a captain, and he's at his wit's end. The flintlock gun is starting to go away, and the Winchester is taking over. And we start the movie with him as a spokesman for Winchester, drunk and just spent. And apparently a pretty crack shot, because he's even drunk. He can shoot the tip off of a whatever the heck that was that he shot the tip off. Yeah, that freaked everybody out. And he's just done. He's tired of it all, and he just wishes his life would change drastically. Well, his friend shows up and is like, hey, man, Japan right now is happening place, and they want to pay us a whole bunch of money to go train their army how to kill people. He's like, whatever, just tell me where to go and I'll be there. Moonshine still. All right, that's probably what it was. So he hops on a boat, and this is really okay. So the boat scenes are probably the only scenes in the movie where the special effects were kind of like you could date the film
outside of the boat.
Yeah, you could kind of date the film there, like.
But to be honest, it was on par with Game of Thrones. Like when you see.
Oh yeah, perfectly. Yeah. But I'm just saying, for the rest of the movie, that scene was like, all right, let's just, because I mean, they were trying to make it look like, you know, that time frame in Japan. So they had to put boats in the water and stuff like that weren't really there, and that, but who cares? I mean, it's a short scene. Nobody gives a crap. You just get there, and then we meet the rest of the group, and we immediately get swept away to meet the Emperor of Japan, aka the God. Incarnated. It was a different time in Japan. Obviously, it was right when they were going too far west.
Right.
They needed to dial it back some. And this movie is that time in Japan's history, or this is what they're portraying this to be. The story, anyways, is where they were trying to become too westernized, and the old ways were just being trampled.
Right.
And the samurai, the protector of Japan, were like, no, you know, we're not having it. You guys need to remember, my family has been protecting this country for thousands of years. You're not just going to sweep us under the rug. So here starts our movie. What do you got? What is your scene?
What? All right. Listen, the one thing that annoyed me about the movie was the Emperor, aka Kid's voice.
Oh, it's horrible.
I was like, dude. It's like, this is why they didn't want him to talk, because his voice is very Michael Jackson-esque.
Well, dude, he was wearing one white glove too.
Okay, see,
it was Michael Jackson.
That's what I'm saying, man. He had the white glove, and I was like, this is like. Did you notice that back in the day too? Like when you first watched it, did you get Michael Jackson vibes?
No, I just was like, why is this guy so like? It wasn't even like he was like, hi guys. It was just, I'm just a very soft-spoken person.
Yeah.
And it's like,
When he had the glove, and I was like, dude, this is like Michael. I'm getting hardcore Michael Jackson vibes.
Oh
right
yeah.
now. But yeah,
It wasn't that he was flaky. It was just he didn't. He was very feminine sounding voice.
right.
You know,
Yeah,
it was weird
that kind of
because he got hardcore at the end.
Right,
When he like put that sword in that guy's face and was like, you know, and they're like, whoa, the other one just
like,
dropped. Damn, go at it.
If this disgraces you so bad, I offer you this sword. Like,
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go, tough guy. What do you got now?
Yeah. And then it was like, you know, then it was like, tell me how he died. And it was like, I'm going to tell you how he lived. And that whole scene there where it was like, I think that was him. This is at the end of the movie after the big battle and the big fight scene where Tom Cruise. So to give part of the movie away, Tom Cruise ends up going into battle prematurely with the samurai. And the samurai just, even though these guys have modern weapons of the time, guns and stuff like that, the samurai on horses just destroy these guys.
The way they come in the fog, full.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine being like this would be scary as shit to have these dudes riding in with a mask and all that.
Well, not only that, you got a flintlock.
Right.
So you got one shot, and then you got to reload without wetting your pants.
Right.
You know, there's no way. Who cares, man? If I'm seeing that angry-looking, you know, demon coming at me on a, you know, Tom Cruise, of course, opposes them going into battle, but the people that were running the government at the time were like, "Oh no, you know, they attacked my trains." Tom Cruise gets taken prisoner because the head samurai has a dream at the beginning of the movie where a tiger comes and whatever this dream was, the tiger is the purpose of this dream that is kind of explaining it's kind of foreshadowing what is going to happen in the movie. Right. And when Tom Cruise is fighting off these 5 other samurai, he is using a flag staff that has a tiger attached to it. So, of course, immediately the leader puts 2 and 2 together, and Tom Cruise is just not giving up. Even though he doesn't want to live, he just doesn't want to die. And so at the very last thing, he ends up stabbing some guy. And
which turned out like
weird.
He's already a badass, like hand-to-hand combat. He's already a badass. He's got the spear. The weirdest part about him killing the dude in the red is he then goes and gets taken care of by the wife of the dude.
Which is the sister.
The main guy's sister, right.
Yes. But there again, it has to do with the honor system.
Right.
So the brother-in-law died honorably in battle. Yeah. So there's no shame for the wife to take care of. You know, the town doesn't look at that as shame. It almost, they look at it as her responsibility. Because the dude steals this girl, right? Yeah, I know. It's good move there. Dude, I mean, and that's what happens. I mean, but this is okay. So this is the one thing I actually liked about the movie was there was no sex scene. Other than the subtle kiss before he goes off to battle, and the whole like when she's dressing him in her husband and her deceased husband.
I was expecting it because I'm living in 2021, and that's how they look like.
And they never, and they never did that. I thought was a whatever. If you want to do a sex scene in a movie, I totally get it. Some movies call for it. This movie did not call for that. So the subtle kiss that you got was enough. Like we didn't need anything more. But backing the story up a little bit, so he gets taken prisoner, brought to their settlement where he's an alcoholic. He's probably on some opiates. He's just messed up. He hates living because of the bad dreams. They're just too much for him. So he gets nursed back to health, and in the process of this, of course, gets off all the alcohol and all the crap he was on. Cold turkey for a month. He's just living in just pure agony, and then magically wakes up one day. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
It was like he just wakes up and he's like,
come out of the fog.
It's like, but I mean, it was that, you know. And it was like, it's over, and it's like, okay, I'll buy it, whatever.
Right.
I mean,
so suspension of disbelief.
Yeah. So then he figures out that he can walk around freely. He does have a shadow that what does he call him, Bob?
Yeah, he was
He calls him Bob.
yeah. I do like the scene where he fights the uncle or the cousin or whatever, the brother, some of the guy
The head
with
samurai
the
guy with the
with the
stick.
wood swords, and he was like, "Yo, man, I thought you were supposed to kind of protect me." He's like, "Where were you at yesterday?"
But that just showed his character. He got his,
Right.
the number. We'll call him the number 2 to the main guy, the
Yeah.
head. I guess he would be like the captain or the corp. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's the main guy. So you have the main samurai, and then his number 1, his lieutenant, as it were. You know, they get in a fight scene, and it was because the 2 young kids were playing, and he of course walked up to them, and they like him, and he ends up with a stick and starts playing with the little kid, and then of course the lieutenant comes up and he grabs a stick from the kid, and they have a little wood sword battle, and Tom Cruise of course gets his butt kicked, but to the point to where he had to take the stick away from him and like, stop, dude, I'm gonna kill you. And I'm not, I can't kill you, so please stop. And that was funny. But then he also finds, because they have these talks every day where he goes and he talks to the head samurai, because they're kindred spirits, and they can relate to, they've both been in too many battles, they both fought too many wars, and they both seen too much death, so they can relate to each other. And then the backside, Tom Cruise's character had been keeping journals of all of this, and he had been reading them unbeknownst to Tom Cruise. Well, they of course become good friends. Tom Cruise starts drinking the Kool-Aid of the samurai, and he's like, well, if I'm going to be here, I might as well learn the way of the samurai. So he picks up a sword and learns how to fight like a samurai, learns how to dress like a samurai, and gets adopted into the culture. So much so that he can roam freely now. And it's one of those things where it's like, when you have a movie where it's like you have a character that was always over here, and this is all he knows, and then he learns something different. And he's like, I've been doing it wrong my whole life. This is where it's at,
Right.
And then he has to leave because it's like winter's over, and that's all you're gonna be here until winter's over, and then you can go back. So winter's over, they've learned all they can about each other, and he's got to go back to town, and that's kind of where the floor falls out. The samurai get like, hey, you guys are illegal now. We're gonna kill y'all and cut your hair off and take your swords, and it just goes bad. And there's where Tom Cruise has to make a decision. Do I fight on the army side, or do I go back and fight as a samurai?
Yeah, and he was just going to go home. They were going to let him go home and gave him his money, and he was drinking again. I was like, oh, shit, where's it going to go from here? Because he's drinking again. The guy gave him the money, and then, he made the decision at the last minute, like, no, we're breaking.
Well, here's the funny part.
Out.
Yeah, so he leaves the money, he leaves his weapons, he just walks out the door. And it's like, excuse me, sir. You might want to take your gun.
Yeah.
Call me crazy, but you got the holster on.
Yeah.
Just put it in there.
Well, he's a swordsman now.
Yeah. I mean, he was before, but now he's just an amazing swordsman, because that, of course, now comes into the next scene where he has to fight for, former samurai as they were.
Right.
And he just lays waste to these guys. And of course, he has no weapon at all. And they, of course, pull swords on him. And he's like, suckers. I was trained by the best. He
does the whole mind. He went into his mind palace and seen the fight. That was kind of a trippy scene, because it's like, is he envisioning this, or is this actually after it happened, he's remembering back?
Yeah. And that was one of those scenes where it's like, what is the purpose of this? Is he just checking to make sure he's killed everyone? Because then the one guy comes up and he quickly chops his head off. But it's like, oh yeah,
that was the perfect. They had to dot the eye right there with that.
With the head.
Literally falls off when it falls down. I was like, okay, yes.
Oh yeah, that was wonderful. Oh, I love that. There was a lot of head chopping going on.
There was a lot of head chopping.
Oh, a lot of disembowelment, chop his head off.
Wow. Did you have any favorite scenes from there? I have a few of them written down.
Go. Let me just spill.
Should I start with should I do it in like order of my most favorite scene? Okay.
Yes.
The ninja attack.
Oh, the ninja attack.
Dude, the ninja attack was so dope. He sees him coming up, kind of creeping on the roof, and they're having a celebration down there. And he's like, oh, shit, it's going down. He hollers at Katsumoto, like, he just screams at him. Dude right next to him gets shot through the eye with some kind of little blow dart, and it just goes down. Like, this is where they become best buds.
This is where it solidifies. They both get inside of the house with the kids and the sister.
Yeah. And I thought the kid was gonna die, dude. I was like, don't kill that.
Well, his dad was already dead. I mean, they weren't gonna kill the kid. They killed all the Indians, but they weren't gonna kill the little kid.
Yeah, if the kid, let's sidejack to the Indians real quick. So he's having these visions of the Indians and what he done. So obviously he kind of, I'm assuming he implanted himself with the Indians, much like he has with the samurai, and Rick from Walking Dead decided to kill them all. Is that what you think happened?
It kind of seems that way. Like he had a relationship with the Indians because he could speak their language.
Right.
So it seemed like there was some form of a relationship there, and then he got.
And he wants to kill the dude from day one.
Yes, and he does. He finally gets to kill him.
That's so dope. That was dope.
Dude, sword just throws a sword. Throws a sword. I mean, think about that.
That's so dope.
I could throw a knife. Screw that. I'm throwing a sword, bitch. Right through them. Oh my god.
That was it. The whole battle, the crescendo of the battle was like the best scene.
And this is why the show is called Sidejag, by the way, because we were only on part 1 of his favorite scenes.
Yeah.
Let's go back to what's scene 2.
Scene 2 is when they're coming into town as the samurais and everyone's running, getting out of the damn way. And they just look so badass. Like, yo, these guys are serious business. They're much like Reverse Polarity. These guys are serious business. They're not to be trifled with. Y'all get out the way.
Well, but that kind of falls back to like some of the old samurai movies where it was like the samurai would walk into town or the Ronin would walk into town and like people would just get out of his way because this guy is not made to be played with,
That's some real gunslinger type shit.
Like, if he pulls his sword out, you're dead.
Right.
It's just done. And swords back in the thing and back in it goes. So, all right, scene 3.
Scene 3 would probably be the whole ending battle sequence, the 300, and
I love that reference, man. It's like he references Thermopylae.
Yep.
And the whole,
he's like, what happens to them all?
They died
to the very last one, and he just smiles. He's like, oh,
yeah. So he tells the Japanese Katsumoto about the Battle of 300 and how they kept the Persian at bay for 3 days and the whole 9, and then and they kind of start the story at the beginning of the battle, and then they're kind of hunkered down waiting for the next wave much later in the battle, and he goes, how did the battle end? And he goes, they all died. And he's just super excited about that. Because to die in battle is an honorable death, and he wanted whether by yours or an opponent's sword, to die in battle is honorable, and which kind of takes you to the last sad scene where there was that foreshadowing when you saw the Gatling guns there. You were like, there's no out.
Okay, you could dodge cannonballs.
You can dodge a wrench. You're dodging a Gatling gun.
And it was just so brutal. Like Cassie was like, why did they just keep charging? And I was like, well, listen, there was no plans to go back. They weren't going back to the house. Like,
yeah. I mean, you're going to die if you go forward, if you're going backwards. So just keep going forward and hope for the best, But that was that pivotal point in the movie where it was like the army was looking at these men that have protected their livelihood for thousands of years, and they're simply just laying waste to them for no other reason other than this idiot that wants his railroad to go through.
Yeah, Kim Jong-un looking.
Yeah, and it's like, And that was the point that the samurai were trying to make, that like everyone is going to understand what we were fighting for. And there again, Tom Cruise, of course, like all of the other battles, he's typically the last man standing, because he's the one that has to remember and just deal with the pain of the whole thing. And that takes it to the end scene where he's there again. I'm jumping ahead of you. I'm sorry. What's your next scene?
That's it. That's
okay.
the scenes. We're to the end.
So
what are yours?
That the big reveal at the end of the movie is what we were talking about, where Tom Cruise just interrupts the final negotiations between the West and the Emperor about the gun deal and the trade agreement and all that. And the Emperor, of course, is at his wit's end with all of it. He might be young and but he's tired of being pushed around. And here comes Tom Cruise handing him the sword, and he goes, he would want you to have this. And that's where it all kind of dawns on him that like, we need to move forward, but we also can't forget the past. And we're Japan, and we don't have to be like everybody else. We have to be like Japan. Exactly. And I think what made that is like, if you look at Japan, like as an outsider looking in, that's kind of how you feel about Japan. Right. You know, it's like there's a ton of culture there that they still hold to, and especially today, as we in the West, which hold nothing dear other than Christmas. I mean, you know, it's like Christmas, that's it. It's not even ours. But damn it, we got all the blinky lights. You know, very, very, very few things do we hold on to like they have their culture, and I think that was at the core. That's what this movie was made to show. It's that you can still progress and you can still become modern and you can still have all these things, but you can also still hold on to, you know, who you were, what you are, and how you got there. Which, if you move forward to like a World War II movie, where you see like that type of movie where it's all based in that, like their pilots would still get in with swords, and you know, the kamikaze guys would, you know, fight to the last man, and to die in battle is an honorable death. And as a modern military, that's not something you would really instill in your men. You know, live at all costs. But you know, these guys they had that samurai mentality moving forward. That I to be able to keep your culture like that is pretty amazing. Especially some countries do it better than others. Let's just leave it at that.
Well, he makes the observation that, you know, they try to do whatever they do the best that they can do it.
Yes.
And in some, I'm sure it's more westernized now, but in some senses, you know, it's still kind of like that. I assume. I've never been to Japan.
I want to. It's on my bucket list.
That, like, Cassie wants to go somewhere like out of the country. I was like, Japan, that's where I want to go. I don't want to go to Italy. I don't want to go to.
Well, see, the nice thing about if you went to Japan is you could see over the top of everybody.
Yeah.
She would fit in fine. You'd be able to just navigate your way perfectly fine. You know,
I'll probably get hit with something.
They'll be like, ooh, big like panda. You assume?
I wouldn't fit nothing there. Nothing.
Oh, dude, that'd be the best. That'd be the best.
Nando would be. He'd be living the dream, dude. He'd be in there.
We don't even need it. Yeah, he's easily like, everything we do to him is just like, oh my god, this is so amazing. And I got to be like, just breathe, man. Just breathe. It's okay. And he's like, shut up. You get to do this shit all the time. I'm like, no, I don't, but I hide it better than you do.
He's Disneyland, man. Disneyland all the time.
Oh, all the time. All the time.
Plus, they got their own Disneyland, which is a whole separate thing.
Yeah. So does China. Yeah.
So, oh, I didn't know China did that. Wow.
They have two.
Oh. I mean, it's a pretty big country. So
watch Disney Plus. They have the making of all the parks. It's a beautiful show that you should watch. If you haven't seen it yet, like the history of the parks. Oh my god! I think it's called Imagineering. The Imagineering special.
I've heard about it, but I just haven't watched
Dude, that was like the first thing I watched on Disney Plus was all the Imagineering. All right, so before we get into that, do we cover the movie? 2 thumbs up all the way.
Yeah. The movie's great.
The Last Samurai. And there again, I feel movies like that are time period movies done really well. It doesn't matter when you watch them, whether it's a 20-year-old movie. They did such a good job on that movie. It's totally worth the watch. But with that being said, what would you eat during that movie other than going and getting, shrimp?
Oh, you know what I had?
What'd you have?
Just a spoonful of peanut butter.
All right. In a perfect world, what would you if okay, other than your spoonful of peanut butter, Mary Poppins, what
maybe like some Reese's peanut butter cup.
Get past the peanut butter, man.
No, man, I'm on a peanut butter kick right now.
I understand that, but you wouldn't want some nice hibachi, some steak or something?
Yeah, but you got to be somewhere to do it. I mean, hibachi's always good. Noodles are always good.
Get some ramen. I don't know. I mean, there wasn't any food in the movie to make you want food. There was a lot of tea being drunk.
Right.
There was tea and
sake
it to me, baby.
He should grab the bottle.
And then practically killed himself. Peanut butter and pickles. Oh God, bro, come on, man! Don't make me vomit.
Oh no.
Hi-Fi's having a baby. No.
It's a
all right.
baby.
I mean, honestly, to me, I watched the movie in the most miserable time ever, so I wasn't thinking about food. I was thinking about air conditioning and wish I had some. Because I literally had to watch it on my phone, propped up on my laptop in total darkness because the power went out. So that was my extent of watching the movie.
It's not really a watch on your phone movie.
But see, the nice thing is when the house is black, because there is no light coming from nothing. It's like locking yourself in a closet. I just moved my laptop because I couldn't watch on my laptop. My battery's dead. I just moved the laptop really close to me, so it looked like the screen was really big, and I just watched it. So
that's how you do it. Pro move.
It was a pro move. Plus, I didn't have to wear headphones, so the phone does really, because this phone has stereo output, which was, dude, when those horses were coming across the scene, I was like, I need to turn this shit down. I'm gonna wake the girls out.
You can get a shoe at you. So shut up.
Turn it down. But back to Disney Plus. Did you guys saw Shang-Chi, right?
No, I haven't seen it.
I thought, okay, so that was Joe that went and saw that then. There is a clip now on there, like they're calling them snippets or shorts or something like that, where the guy that I can never remember. I suck at names. The guy that played the Mandarin in the Iron Man movie.
Right.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Okay. I know I suck. I'm sorry, because he's an awesome actor. I think the snippet is called "All Hail the King," and it's him in jail. Okay, so it's like a little 15-minute show that leads into Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
If you got 15 minutes, watch it. It's pretty funny and cool. So
I have to check it out. What it's called?
All Hail the King. When you go to the Marvel button when you go to the Marvel button on app Disney Plus, it'll be like the first thing that appears because it's the only new thing they have out right now, other than What Ifs. Yeah.
Ben Kingsley.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Have you watched the What Ifs?
No. Are they any good?
They're awesome. Last week's was really good because it was zombies.
Ooh.
So superheroes were zombies, and that was cool. I'll leave it at that. But I mean, let's be honest. We've all seen enough zombie movies. Do we even care anymore? I mean, unless they're fast. Sure. Unless they're fast zombies, I mean, just run away. Just run away.
So for next week,
yes,
you picked a very good movie. I've got two options for you. I'm just going to narrow it down.
Okay.
Have you seen Paper Towns?
No.
Okay. It's a movie like a kind of a teen dramedy, not dramedy, but drama. It's a pretty good movie. Have you seen The King of Kong? A Fistful of Quarters, a documentary.
The King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters. No, I haven't. Oh, wait a minute. That's the thing on Donkey Kong, right?
Right.
I haven't seen that.
The
other one's a movie?
Yeah, the one's a documentary, one's a movie. The King of Kong is probably like one of my favorite documentaries of all time.
Ooh, that kind of puts a high bar on that one.
It depends on, like, what are you feeling? Are you feeling movie or are you feeling documentary?
Man, it's gonna be tough coming up. I think we've done two movies back to back. Let's do the documentary,
The King of Kong. And I looked it up, and it looks like we're just gonna have to rent it, but it's available everywhere.
Okay,
So
The King of Kong.
The King of Kong. But here, I'll pop it up just so you can see it. You can get
Yeah.
It's a real underdog story with a good protagonist, and the antagonist is the one that you're really gonna go with. And it's just it's a good story.
So it's okay. The King of Kong, a fistful of quarters. Okay.
That's it. It'll be a
All
good
right.
one.
I'm down. Cool.
Yeah. What else did we have? What's the boring life? What's going on with the boring life this week?
There will be a boring life. I don't know what it's about yet because I haven't looked. It's more vacation, more of the vacation footage unwinding. I mean, honestly, it's just nice to get back to the normal. Like Thursday was my first night back last week, and then being able to just like have a semi-normal week this week has been kind of nice. So it's just kind of like getting back into the normality of whatever my life is,
the routine, the structure.
Yeah, because I really dig the structure. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't make it. You didn't make it the whole time.
I tried, man. I tried. I don't know what happened there. I was just thinking about sleep. Oh, what is that?
See, yeah. I actually lost my train of thought.
Last weekend we were at Disney and we had a good time there. And that was 3 weekends away from the house. But at least this weekend, that weekend I spent with the girls. So it was like, it was good. And we didn't go full crazy. Like, I think we were in the hotel by like 9:00, which was 9:30, which is like a first. And then we left the parks at like 3 something. So we got there at like 11 because we went to Epcot. We were doing it's beer and wine festival right now. So we did like half of the park for food that we wanted. And then we'll go back later and we'll do the other half. And so like 3:00, it was like, all right, I'm good. You good? All right, let's get out of here. It might even been like 2 something, but I think it was 3:30. And it was just a nice weekend with the girls, but it was also like, I really just want to spend a weekend at home. It's like, I'm tired of going and doing. I'm tired of doing stuff. And the sucky thing is I go, man, I've been wanting to do stuff for like 2 years. Why is it all in 2 months?
Yeah, but I remember last year we were like, yeah, man, we're gonna do so much shit next year after all this is done. Then we're like, yeah, guess what? We're not doing all that.
No, but I mean, we
actually did a lot, yeah.
But it's like we've gotten lucky with what we've needed to do to where we were able to do most of it still. I mean, right now we're still planning on SEMA because audio control is going to go unless they burn the place to the ground. So
yeah,
I'm in. We'll just have to wait and see how it all pans out.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to be happy to be home. We didn't film anything last weekend because it was just like I just want to.
Yeah, just chill.
I just want to chill, man, and just kind of take it all in and just enjoy the day.
Eat some Disney food and
It was good food though. We had some really good stuff.
Do you ever get the Mickey Mouse popsicle? Not popsicle, but the chocolate bar or chocolate ice cream sandwich thing.
Yeah, of course. Actually, it was funny because they were on the cruise that weekend.
Yeah.
And one of the people that they went with had the suite, the suite, like holy fuck. And the refrigerator, they had a full-size refrigerator in the room, and the freezer was packed full of Disney ice cream bars. So,
oh man.
And they were there. So you just
like, yo, I'm gaining 20 pounds this weekend. Let's do it.
Yeah. So they just keep bringing in more. Damn. I was like, you guys had a good time, right?
They'd have to roll me off of that cruise.
Oh, dude. So the room that her friend had that she went with, they're big Disney they're big Disney people in general. They love the cruises, and because this was going to be a short cruise, they went full crazy, and got like I'm just going to call it the presidential suite because it looked like the presidential suite. I mean, there was a full jacuzzi tub and a jacuzzi out on their own private patio, not a balcony, a patio, because this was like one of the patios on the front of the ship.
Like, you don't get space like that on cruise ships.
No, it was just the whole freaking thing, and like you didn't even know there was a jacuzzi there. That's how big the patio was, because you had to like you go out and then you turn around. It's like, oh, there's a jacuzzi. But like a full kitchen, full bedroom, full bathroom. Plus, I mean, I think the room slept like 9, and they had it to themselves, which was cool. And even Susan Haley's room, they had a balcony to where they could sit out and watch the water and all that shit, and they had a spectacular time. And of course, Disney's big thing is that if you go on a cruise, if you register for your next cruise, you save 10%. So all you have to do is put a deposit down on, and you don't have to pick the cruise. You just have to put a deposit down on the intentions of doing another cruise, and you save 10%. So apparently they saved me 10% off whatever the next cruises they want to go on.
Wait, is this a Dean Gets to Go cruise, or is this another? To be determined. It depends on how many documentaries you do that year.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, because to be truthful, it's like we want to do. There's a list of documentaries we want to do. So if we get the opportunity to do them, then it's like I'm gonna do them, because I mean, anytime we talk to manufacturer about a documentary, they're like, "Yeah, that's like really." Like, like, I mean, how else do you think these people are gonna find out what you do? You need a documentary. I mean, I'm no documentarian, but I mean, I get the idea. We've done a couple of them now, so it's okay.
Hey, are you gonna get the iPhone 13? Did you watch any of it?
Did they put one out finally?
Yeah, you can pre-order it starting tomorrow.
Really? God.
Yeah.
So
it's got a little bit longer zoom. It's got a lower aperture on the wide lens for the Pro model. Instead of 2.4, it's 1.7.
Wow.
Is
it going to be called the 13?
The 13. Oh, they have cinematic mode in movies, so you can rack focus. You can rack focus after you shot the video.
Oh, nice.
While you're shooting the video, one or the other.
Jeez. Did they improve the front-facing camera? That's the biggest complaint I've always had.
Yeah, they improved the front. Well, I think maybe. Yeah, I think they did.
I just can't understand why these guys don't put a better front-facing camera, because let's be honest.
That's what everyone's been using. Yeah.
This is what we do. This is cool, but I want this. I would do away with screen size to have 3 cameras across the top of my phone.
All the cameras have IBIS now. The main camera's on the back.
What is IBIS?
In-body stabilization, image stabilization, like in a real camera.
All right, so I just call it IS, but yeah, okay. IBIS. In-body. Jesus Christ, way too many terms. I hate acronyms.
But they all have that. Even the base models have 128 gigabytes.
I think this has digital image stabilization, because it does a really good job with that. That's why I've foregone all the BS
GoPro and all that crap. Yeah,
I hate it all. But
and this one's even better. They showed it next to the Pro, which doesn't have it, but it has digital. The 12 Pro.
Yeah,
it looked. It's always gonna look good when they do it. But it's got that. They have a 1 terabyte option for storage now in the Pros. I'm not gonna use that, but you can also do a ProRes when you transfer your files, so like 8-bit, like
Jesus
I
Christ.
can transfer out of here 8-bit. So,
for what? Hey, nobody on YouTube needs ProRes. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Is this the 720 version of Quack channel, or is this are you guys paying for 1080?
720.
Okay, so I was gonna say, because I mean,
no, the 1080 is like an inordinate amount more money.
It's twice as much.
Yeah, and I was like, and half the time our internet's bogging out anyway, so it's like,
yeah, because I was looking at that today and I was like, no,
Yeah, I mean, you spend a lot of needless amount of money, so, but
I do.
not on this. Not on this.
No, I spend a lot of needless money just buying camera gear and all this other crap to film all these things. And
Yeah, you gotta have the cages and the
dude, small rig, baby.
small rig is nice. Small rig.
Well, now that we have the Blackmagic ATEM Extreme, it's like we have to get the Blackmagic pocket cameras because you can control the pocket cameras from that.
I know that's the kicker setup, but
no, those aren't the pocket cameras they have. They have
the real Blackmagic, the 6Ks or whatever.
Yeah, they have some pretty sophisticated shit, but no, I don't.
The Blackmagic pocket camera is not pocketable at all.
Well, no, because it still takes a DSLR lens, but it's small enough to where it's
still big. It's way bigger than this even.
Yes, I know, but
why'd you call it the pocket? I gotta,
because that's their name. They call it the pocket cam. I know, whatever.
It's not a pocket cam. It's like a book bag cam.
Yeah, but you get 3 or 4 of them, you're doing pretty good. Just get it red and get it over with.
I might as well do it.
I don't have. I mean, people complain that we don't put out enough footage as it is, and we put out 6 videos a week. If I got to edit with a red, Jesus.
Oh, dude, it's gonna take forever to render that.
No, and trust me, we always laugh because I sit there and go, David Dobrik puts out a 4-minute video. And it's like, God, why are we doing car audio? This is stupid. Well, hey, that's why we have this channel. But all right, guys, we've dragged you along long enough. So next week you have your assignments to watch. Hopefully you guys will watch it along with us. Hopefully we'll like it as much as we like The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. If you haven't seen it, why? Just go watch it. It's a freaking awesome movie. It's by far, it's Tom Cruise. I mean, you hate him, but you love him at the same time.
Yeah, he's super weird, but the dude can act his ass off.
He can act his ass off, and he's pretty awesome. So, with that being said, thank you so much for watching this episode of Side Jag. And as always, we were just not focused on anything, but thank you so much for playing along with us. We'll see you again next week, same time. You guys have a great rest of your week.